Hello everyone! Welcome to Cherry Clips. Today I'll be sharing a movie named Drowning Love. What defines a successful movie? That is, after the movie, the two stars are actually dating each other. This movie is based on a comic. It truly brings out the maximum beauty of the two actors. You can pause the screen at any minute and you will get a perfect wallpaper. Zaya is only 15 years old, but she's already very popular in Tokyo as a graphic model. But her parents decide to go back to their hometown to take care of her grandpa, and they take Zaya together. The neighbors welcome them and arrange dinner that night. Zaya is not used to this kind of celebration, so she feels bored and wanders to the seaside. Despite the no entrance sign, Zaya runs to the shore. That is the first time Zaya meets Chang-gu. The pale moonlight spills down his face. His wet blonde hair dazzles in the night. Chang-gu also notices her, and he jumps in front of her. They look into each other's eyes. At a glance, they fall in love. The next day, Zaya is introduced to her new classmates. Her classmates are excited that a famous model will study with them. They can't hide their affection. Only one boy with blonde hair who looks outside the window, ignoring her presence. Zaya recognizes him immediately. He is Chang-gu. Chang-gu looks through the magazine and makes fun of her.
どうせ手よく切られたんじゃろ。こんなん都合のええ会なんぞうじゃうじゃおるやろ。
Zaya feels embarrassed and pissed off. She tells everyone that Chang-gu was at the Forbidden Sea last night. Her classmates explain that the sea is sacred and guarded by the gods. Nobody dares to hang around that area except Chang-gu. Why is he so special? Zaya is more curious about him. Later, Zaya comes across Chang-gu again at the Forbidden Sea. Chang-gu leads her to a secret spot and enjoys the scenery with her. Suddenly, he grabs her shoulder and jumps into the water.
きれいじゃ!
その頃私はまだ15で、全てを知ることができる。全てを手に入れることができる。全てを彼に差し出し、共に笑い飛ばす権利が自分にのみあるのだと思い込んでいた。私が欲しているのは体を貫くようなまばゆい閃光だけなのだ。目が回るほど、息が止まるほど、震えるほど。
Because of his free and arrogant attitude, Zaya is obsessed with Chang-gu. One day, Chang-gu skips classes. Zaya finds out that his family is the patron saint of the neighborhood, and Chang-gu is considered to be the next successor of his family. Now Zaya understands why he is so free and proud. He is born as a leader with authority and responsibility. Just like his blonde hair, it stands out in the crowd, but suits him perfectly. Zaya proudly tells Chang-gu that a famous photographer invites her to shoot for a magazine. But it seems that he doesn't care. To impress him, Zaya agrees to take the photo. When Zaya is posing for the magazine in a forest, Chang-gu shows up at the scene.
ここはうちのもんじゃ。お前らこそ何やっちょる。あれも俺のもんじゃ。
Hearing this, Zaya stops working and runs after him. They chase around like little children. Finally, Zaya is exhausted and lays on the ground for a rest. The photographer captures this moment. Zaya looks so natural and amazing in the album. Chang-gu agrees that she's beautiful in person as well. She always stares at him with her pretty big eyes. With only one glance, he will lose her in eyesight and start chasing her. Zaya shows him the final version of the album. Chang-gu can't keep his eyes off the photos. Zaya collects enough courage and expresses her affection to him. Then, she buries her face in her arms to hide her shyness. Chang-gu notices this. He hands over a can of soda. Because they just finished chasing, the bubbles burst out and spray all over her face. Later, because the graphic album featured by Zaya went viral, Some directors invite her to film in a movie. Zaya's mother means to take her back to Tokyo, but she refuses because she wants to stay here with her boyfriend, Chang-gu. But Chang-gu encourages her to realize her dream in the big city. It seems to Zaya that Chang-gu doesn't like her as much as she likes him.
こうちゃんが後悔するぐらい私面白くなるよ
She wants him to respond to her love, but Chang-gu never speaks out his feelings. He gives Zaya the family bracelet, which symbolizes the throne.
お前のことを守ってくれるかもしれん
They exchange tokens of love by the sea. They take solemn vows. They ride bikes facing the sea breeze.
そら
雲
ー石
海
曇り
Fire Festival is coming. Chang-gu wears a mask and holds a torch, leading the group for a parade, while Zaya is standing alone on the other side. A man approaches her, and he claims that her grandpa is sick in the hospital, then cheats her into a car. Zaya is so worried about her grandpa, she jumps into the car without a second thought. On the way, the man tries to rape her. It turns out that he's a frenetic fan of Zaya. He follows her progress ever since her first debut. Chang-gu notices Zaya is gone, and he catches up with them in time. Just when Chang-gu is about to pull Zaya up, the man knocks him down. Fortunately, the villagers show up and save them. Chang-gu breaks down and cries out of remorse. He can't forgive himself for being so weak, as he can't even get the girl he loved out of danger. He cuts his connection with Zaya, even fights with others a lot to punish himself. The incident was exposed on the internet, so Zaya doesn't want to go back to Tokyo. She locks herself in her own world because of all the sarcasm. Her old friend Dayu comforts her during this period. Zaya gradually opens up her heart due to his gentleness and persistence. It's so peaceful and joyful with him. However, no matter how handsome Dayu is, Chang-gu is a million times better. When Chang-gu drives by, Zaya can't keep her eyes off him. A famous photographer invites Zaya to shoot for a movie, but he laughs at her when he meets her again because she is like any girl now. There's no sparkle or vitality in her eyes, so he tells her so and cancels the shooting. Zaya can't accept this decision, so she goes to a temple to find peace in her mind.
もう私には普通の幸せはないんでしょうか。この土地にとどまるべきなんでしょう。私の神様にもう一度会えませんか。
She runs into Chang-gu down the hill. He is covered with bruises and falls into her arms. Zaya carries him inside the temple. She takes Chang-gu as patron saint and wishes him to shine like before.
お前の言う輝かしいこうちゃんはもう死んどるんじゃ。
Although they are hurt inside, they still love each other deeply. They hug and kiss like it's the end of the world. Zaya wants to leave everything behind and run away with him, but Chang-gu is determined to end their relationship here. He says ever since the first time he met her, she's shining like a star. She's her own god.
夏目、遠くに行けるのがお前の力じゃ。どこに行ったとこでお前は綺麗じゃけどな。俺はよ、
お前に何にもしてやれんのじゃ。
誇り高く降りたかったわ。お前が望んだみたいによ。
Then he gives her a knife as a souvenir and asks her to leave. He wants her to be a shining star on stage. Zaya hasn't made up her mind yet. She cries all the way home. Zaya says goodbye to Dayu. She decides to go back to Tokyo and act in a movie, for Chang-gu and for herself. It's the Fire Festival again after a year. Zaya wants to say farewell to Chang-gu for the last time. She waits for him at the same old place. Surprisingly, the frenetic fan wears a mask and breaks in. Zaya holds the knife that Chang-gu gave her and fights back. But she's too weak. She's soon under his control. Chang-gu is told by a girl that the frenetic fan comes back to town. So he takes off his mask and rushes into the room immediately. Chang-gu fights with the man with all his strength. The man holds a knife on Zaya's neck. He wants others to think that Zaya was raped by him. In this way, he will appear in the newspaper with her and ruin her reputation. Then, he commits suicide. Zaya's classmates come to help and decide to protect Chang-gu. She throws the man's body and the knife into the ocean. In exchange, she demands Zaya not to meet Chang-gu again, because Chang-gu is the patron saint of the whole town. He's not allowed to devote himself to Zaya only. Just like the drowning knife, their love is drowning into water. They never meet each other again. In the end, Zaya is awarded the Best Actress at a film festival. When her winning movie scene is shown on the screen, she mistakenly takes the actor as Chang-gu. It's like the first time they ride bikes. They shout, they laugh, they love. When regret is inevitable in young love, what matters most is that you still believe in love after all setbacks. Hopefully, you'll meet someone to die for. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.